the MCU has seemingly found its next big villain. We can also expect a new John Wick movie, a Tomb Raider live-action series, and much more now in the KinoCheck news. News from the world of John Wick. In addition to the spin-off Ballerina with Ana de Armas, there is now another spin-off in the pipeline for the popular action series. In the leading role is Donnie Yen. As Collider reports, the so far untitled spin-off will deal with Yen's character Kane from John Wick Chapter 4, who became an absolute fan favorite. Based on initial information, the story will tie in with the end of Part 4. Kane is now a free agent and no longer under the command of the High Table. Further details are still being kept under wraps by Lionsgate, however. The return of Donnie Yen to the John Wick universe followed shortly after the news that Chad Stahelski, director of the first 3 movies, would be granted creative oversight of the entire franchise. As with Ballerina, Stahelski will therefore pay particular attention to the action sequences in order to uphold the quality of the movie series. Although production is still at an early stage, filming is scheduled to take place in Hong Kong next year. We are therefore hoping for a release date in 2026 at the latest. Back to the apocalypse. HBO gives us a first look at Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey in the second season of The Last of Us. The picture of Pascal, aka Joel Miller in particular, is sure to excite some fans. First of all, Pascal bears a strong resemblance to the original character from the second The Last of Us game, especially due to the length of his hair. But there is another detail that stands out. A string of lights can be seen in the background. This indicates that the scene may be set in the barn in Jackson, an important moment in the story of the original game. In the second image, we see Ellie, played by Bella Ramsey, armed with a rifle. According to Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, the second season will adapt Part 2 of the game, but not the entire plot. Apparently, they want to keep enough content for a potential third season at the ready. In addition to the 2 main characters, the cast also includes Isabella Merced as Ellie's friend Dina, beef actor Young Mazzino as Jesse, and Caitlin Dever as antagonist Abby. The second season could be released as early as next year, but an exact release date has not been set yet. HBO owner Warner Bros. Also revealed that the sequel Mortal Kombat 2 will be released in the United States on October 24, 2025. The standalone film starring House of the Dragon star Millie Alcock as Supergirl, meanwhile, is set to be released on June 26, 2026. Series push for Marvel. Despite the MCU currently taking a short break from the movie theaters, there is at least a lot going on in the series department. Marvel has finally announced the release dates for Daredevil Born Again, Ironheart, and Agatha All Along. The WandaVision spin-off, Agatha All Along, will be available this year on Disney+, on September 18th to be precise. Besides the release date, the mystery surrounding the title of the series has finally been cleared up. Marvel has caused a lot of confusion among fans in the past few months, as the series title kept changing. Originally, Agatha House of Harkness was the working title, quickly followed by Agatha Coven of Chaos and Agatha Darkhold Diaries. Most recently, the bizarre title, Agatha the Lying Witch with Great Wardrobe, even appeared briefly on the official MCU social media channels before being swiftly deleted. In fact, it was a deliberate advertising strategy to emphasize the unpredictable and chaotic nature of the character. The title also pays tribute to the catchy tune Agatha All Along from WandaVision, where Agatha Harkness, played by Kathryn Hahn, made her MCU debut. However, the previous titles could continue to be used, for example as episode names or section titles within the series. After several postponements, we finally got an approximate release date for Daredevil Born Again. In March of 2025, the Blind Avenger will once again maintain law and order. A few months later, possibly in fall of 2025, Ironheart is also expected to follow. The series revolves around Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, who previously made an appearance in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and she's being considered as a kind of successor to Iron Man. It has further been confirmed that Williams will have to deal with a supernatural threat. The fact that we will only get to watch 2 series from the Marvel Universe next year is presumably a consequence of Disney CEO Bob Iger's announcement that the number of Marvel productions is to be significantly reduced. In plain terms, it means only 2 series and a maximum of 3 movies will be released each year. A dream come true for all Marvel fans. In their latest adventure, the Fantastic Four will encounter the World Eater, Galactus. According to The Hollywood Reporter, he will be played by British actor Ralph Ineson. Ineson can look back on an impressive career, but is mainly known for genre productions. These include Robert Eggers' The Witch and The Green Knight by David Lowery. It is therefore all the more astonishing that with Galactus, he has been given what is probably one of the most important and biggest roles in the Marvel Universe. Galactus is a scientist who, as the last survivor of the past universe, already existed before the Big Bang. The villain devours entire worlds and travels the galaxy with an insatiable hunger. The first rumors that Galactus could possibly become the next big villain in the upcoming phases of the MCU were already circulating earlier this year. His appearance in the Fantastic Four appears to be the first indication of this. It was recently revealed that John Malkovich and Paul Walter Hauser will also feature in the film, but their roles are still kept under wraps. What is certain, though, is that the Fantastic Four will feature a huge cast alongside Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Backrack. Julia Garner will also be seen in the movie as the female version of the Silver Surfer. Filming is scheduled to begin this summer. The Fantastic Four will then be released on July 25th, 2025. Series fans, listen up. During the upfront events, Amazon announced a number of new projects for Prime Video. The streaming provider had already announced some news in the lead-up to the event. This included the signing of Nicolas Cage as the lead actor in the live-action series Spider-Man Noir, the renewal of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and the announcement of a 5th season of the hit series The Boys. Moreover, a first trailer for the 2nd season of The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power was released, which has already led to discussion among fans. According to Variety, another highlight was the announcement of the new Tomb Raider live-action series. It will be developed by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, the creator of Fleabag. She will be assisted by the Marvel's co-author Megan McDonnell. However, nothing is yet known about the possible casting of the iconic archaeologist. The last time Lara Croft was seen on the big screen was in 2018, played by Alicia Vikander. It was not a huge success, however. Fans of the hard-hitting action are also sure to get their money's worth again, as a prequel to Roadhouse has been confirmed by leading actor Jake Gyllenhaal himself. The remake of the 1989 classic was a huge success and had the best start ever for an Amazon original. The Reacher series with Alan Ritchson is also set to start its 3rd season, but fans will sadly have to wait until 2025. At the end of the event, Reese Witherspoon also had her say and surprised the audience with the news that Legally Blonde is to return in the form of a prequel series. It will be provisionally titled Elle and deal with the high school years of the eponymous main character. 28 days, 28 weeks, and now 28 years. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland, the creative minds behind the horror hit 28 Days Later, are currently planning another sequel to their zombie series, namely 28 Years Later, which is set to become a new trilogy. The release date for the horror movie has now been announced. Variety reports that 28 Years Later will be released next year, more precisely on June 20th, 2025. Part 3 will feature a remarkable cast. It includes Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Fiennes, Jodie Comer, and Jack O'Connell, among others. Cillian Murphy, who played the lead role in the first movie released in 2002, will be joining the team as an executive producer. Danny Boyle will once again direct the first movie, while Alex Garland will write the scripts for all 3 parts. Alongside Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, 28 Days Later was largely responsible for a revival of the zombie genre in the early 2000s and triggered the production of many similar movies. We are looking forward to finding out whether the sequels will enjoy similar success. With worldwide box office earnings of over $550 million, Godzilla x Kong is well on its way to becoming the most successful movie in the MonsterVerse. In light of these figures, it is therefore more than justifiable that Legendary Pictures has now commissioned another sequel. According to The Hollywood Reporter, this sequel is to be penned by screenwriter Dave Callaham. Callaham has some experience in the world of blockbusters and has worked on Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and Mortal Kombat, for example. He also wrote several drafts of the screenplay for Gareth Edwards' Godzilla reboot, which kicked off the MonsterVerse back in 2014. Whether Adam Wingard will also be back to direct the new Godzilla x Kong movie is still unclear. It does seem possible, however. In an interview with Discussing Film a few weeks ago, Wingard said that he would like to create his own MonsterVerse trilogy, with Godzilla vs. Dystoria serving as inspiration for a potential 3rd part. This week, we have a preview of Venom 3: The Last Dance available on our channel, and would be pleased if you'd take a look at it too. And of course, if you haven't done so already, check out the already mentioned trailer of The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power Season 2. But first, we'd like to know your opinion on the news. What do you approve of, and which news did you not enjoy as much? Let us know in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.